Hey, good morning, guys. Sorry, I should do a sound check with my voice before I start in the mornings. Otherwise, I start and I sound like a frog. It is June 15th, and Chambers is in 2nd Peter 1, which is a really, really good chapter. This whole first part of 2nd Peter is great. He's talking about why we've been saved, and so that you can participate in the divine nature and escape the corruption in the world caused by evil desires. Um, and then this really kind of a famous passage out of First Peter is the for this very reason make every effort. And it's interesting, and Chambers kind of keys in on this, the effort part. The effort is ours. It's not God. God doesn't give us the effort. We give to God the effort. Make every effort to add to your faith, and this is the things that we do. And Chambers gets into that in a minute, but add to your faith goodness, and to goodness knowledge, and to knowledge self-control, to self-control perseverance, and to perseverance godliness, and to godliness brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness love. And it's interesting that these are things that lead us to love. And you think love originates from God, but it is facilitated by our works. Love is facilitated by our efforts, what we do. Um, and they will keep you from being ineffective and unproductive in your knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ. And so Chambers is dealing with this idea of what we can do to, and I gave it a different title, the matter of drudgery. He calls it drudgery. Drudgery is a word that doesn't really translate very well, but I wrote in mine the daily grind. This daily grind that brings us to a place of brotherly kindness, godliness, love, those things that we do that allow our hearts to become loving and kind, and so I love how he puts this. No man, in the first paragraph here, no man is born either naturally or supernaturally, or that's born again, with character. He has to make character. Nor are we born with habits. We have to form habits on the basis of the new life God has put into us. And so then our habits become the foundation. No, it's the medium, I guess. Our habits become the medium. I'm trying to think of a word, and there's a word that's escaping me, but I was thinking of Thomas's sourdough starter. Like he starts with something that, and he has to add to it, and so we create what God then puts in. Love is not something I can create. What I do is I create a heart that's receptive, the receptive heart for love and kindness. Those are gifts of the Spirit. But anyway, because we can't produce love. What we can produce in ourselves is the ability to be a receptor for God's love, if that makes any sense. Anyway, so I love, he says the great hindrance in spiritual life is that we will look for the big things to do, things that are noticeable, and the things that I've often heard, and I don't know to whom to attribute this, the phrase "character is who you are when no one is looking." So character is who I am in the mornings in my office when I'm working. Character is who I am in the evenings when I'm alone and on my phone. Character is who I am when I pass by and I see someone in need. Character is who I am when no one's looking. The unnoticeable things in life are the things that make us able to be godly and kind and loving. They will keep us, and I love this verse. It's verse 8. I read it already, but I'll read it again. They will, if you possess these qualities in increasing measure, these qualities, the perseverance, self-control, godliness, brotherly kindness, love, he says they will keep you from being ineffective and unproductive in your knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ. And God help us not to be the Sunday morning Christians, because that doesn't work. It doesn't work to not be a Monday morning, Monday afternoon, Monday evening Christian. Be doing all the things that in increasing measure produce these things in our lives. The tiniest detail, he says here in the last paragraph, in which I obey, has all the omnipotent power of the grace of God behind it. So all the little things that I do are empowering me, or are bringing the power of God into my life in these kinds of qualities. I like this. This is the opposite, though. The other side of the coin is this, because he says they'll keep you from being ineffective and unproductive. But if anyone does not have them, and this is a real indictment on those people that are not in increasing measure possessing these qualities in increasing measure, verse 8. And then verse 9 says, but if anyone does not have them, he's nearsighted and blind and has forgotten that he's been cleansed from his past sins. So, not to be an indictment, but to be an encouragement. In increasing measure, that means whether we're 20, 40, 60, or 80, in increasing measure, we're supposed to be possessing these qualities by constantly adding to our faith: goodness, knowledge, self-control, perseverance, godliness, brotherly kindness, and love. And so, let that be an encouragement today to do the hard work, the drudgery, the daily grind, the stuff that's not noticed, to become more like Christ.